Hey guys, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I hate my life right now. And funny story. So I had a friend of mine that was like, I'm using StreamYards and I don't know how to do this. How do you do this? And I was like, I know how to do it, but I haven't used this thing in like just a really long time. I was like, I think I've only used it once ever, that website. So I was like, I'm gonna try it out again today to do this live stream because it's very unfair for me to give advice on streaming apps if I haven't used this one in a while, I believe. So today is a happy day. It's been a happy day for a couple days. I've been really happy because Keith Raniere has been sentenced to 120 years in jail. Woo! So because that happened, I wanted to come on, and I guess we're kind of going to have like a little bit of a, yay, Keith Raniere is in jail sort of party. Because if you do not know who Keith Raniere is, you're going to find out in a minute. But he is the CEO of a company, an MLM company that was called NXIIVM. And NXIIVM was a personal development company. It became really popular with a lot of people in Hollywood. Allison Mack ended up joining, ended up being a really big member, climbed up in the ranks, if you will, got to the top, that whole MLM thing. And then basically, like, it comes out all of a sudden. It was very bizarre that they're running a secret sex cult off to the side, in which women actually got branded. So yeah, this stream will be triggering for you. If you cannot talk about sexual assault or anything like that, do not watch this. But yeah, so he's finally been sentenced for everything. We're going to read an article in a minute that goes through him getting sentenced. It goes through everything that he did, what he going to jail for. And this is kind of a win out here, I guess, for the anti-MLM community, for the anti-cult community, for anyone that is against sexual assault, because justice has been served finally with Keith Raniere. And he honestly, this dude to me makes, like, if he had kept going, he would have been the next Charles Manson. Because honestly, some of the stuff that he does is like almost worse than the stuff that like Charles Manson did in that cult with branding and things like that. Like, I'll tell you guys right now. Okay, look at this. I have this awful tattoo. Okay, I have this awful tattoo. I got it when I was drunk. I was 19. I was like, Playboy bunny on my upper arm sounds like a fabulous idea. And I got it. And I haven't gotten a cover for it yet just because I just haven't. Like, life happens. And it bothers me. This bothers me. It's not the worst thing in the world. I could not, for the life of me, imagine being a woman who joined a personal development. Let me stress that part too. A personal development MLM. So this is an MLM company that is actually supposed to like help you grow, be a better person, if you will, teach you skills, teach you how to be successful. So you join this, you're learning some, it was very like spiritual, along with the normal MLM coaching stuff. They had a lot of like spiritual guidance that came with the usual MLM coaching guru crap. I mean, I don't think I really have to explain it. Most of the people that are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. And so, like, you know, you climb up in this company and then you get told by, you know, some girls that have climbed up in this company that seem very nice. You know, like Allison Mack is there and she's on TV and she's an actress and like, she can't be evil. She's in Superman. You know, like, it's just like, so basically, you climb up, you get told you get to join this secret club of women, and you're like, oh, yay, secret club of women. Sounds empowering. I mean, if that's all it was, it sounds like a wonderful thing. I mean, women's support groups actually do help people. Like, you know, women like to get together with other women, find support in each other, help empower, lift each other up. And I'm all for that. You want to do that all you want. I love that shit. I'll eat that shit up. But in this case, this empowerment group ended up being a sex slave group in a weird way to Keith Raniere. And it sounds like Allison Mack. I don't want to like deep dive it too much right now because I'm actually working on like a full video of the thing that we're going to go through the whole thing. But that's the gist of it. And these women actually got held down on tables. I'm sure people out there have seen the documentaries. Like, this isn't like new information. I'm not like coming out here on YouTube right now and like breaking the news about NXIIVM. That's not what's happening here. It's been out. People are aware of it. And they had like this weird meeting, and there's documentaries out there, and you can watch the woman explain what happened to her, but they basically held her down and they branded her with like a hot iron brand stick. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, having a bunch of people hold me down and touch me with that, and then have to go on in life. Now, this is the thing. Now, this woman realizes after she gets branded and all this stuff, and she decides she doesn't want to be in a fucking sex cult. You know, she gets out. She wants to recover. This branding, which was done right here on her, is actually the initials like KR along with AM for Keith Raniere and Allison Mack. And this woman is now branded with their initials on her body. And I can't imagine having to like look at that. Like I just said, like I get annoyed by this crappy ass tattoo, and it's nothing, not triggering in the slightest. No bad experience got this on my arm. It was a stupid experience of being drunk with some friends, but not a bad one, nothing traumatic. So like I can't imagine surviving something like that and then being branded and having an actual like marking on you that says like this happened to you. I don't know. There's something very sick and twisted about it. And like, just, I feel so bad for anybody that was in this, that anybody that went through that. Like, I cannot imagine going through that and then having to find a cover up to take that, like a branding. And I mean, like, this was a hot iron put into these women while they were being held down, screaming, kicking. Like, you know, like, I can't even imagine like the setting of this and like how people were just kind of sitting there and this was going on, and you're like holding someone down, how you're not like, this is fucked right up, I gotta go, like what are we doing here? And I bring that up because I want you to really think about that. That's what happens in MLM companies. And like, I know this is an excessive example, but it does show that even to the extreme examples, how you can kind of get manipulated in a group situation to be a certain way or say certain things that you wouldn't normally do or say if you were on your own. Because boy, I hope that some of the women in that, because like they all had to help hold each other down. So like you just got branded and now you're holding someone else down to have it done to them, and you're not okay with it. Like hearing the interviews of these women and all the documentaries they've done, like none of them were actually okay in the moment with doing it. Like they're like, this was like the most traumatic, excruciating night of my life. And I fully believe that. It sounds like a horror story, something like literally that sounds like something you would read or see in like a horror story, horror movie, like Saw, like, you know what I mean? Like Saw is doing that. So it's like, and it just shows that like they're traumatized, but then they can still fall into it because they're in this situation where it's like, if they don't, then what happens? And in that situation, it's a whole lot more than just missing out on a starter kit. But that's how it started. It started with them joining an MLM company. And it turned into them being in a sex cult and being branded. And just, it's like, this company is kind of an example of the extremism that can kind of like happen with MLMs and why we need to pay attention to what they're doing. The less worrisome things, because snowball can lead to something like this. I know that, like I said, this is a very extreme example. Like NXIIVM as a company went full on like Charles Manson sex cult times 10 in some ways, but like without the murder. But it's an example, and this might sound real bad, but I mean, when do I care to say something that sounds bad? But like, you look at people like Gary Young, okay? And like, if you had found out that Gary Young, for example, of Young Living Essential Oils, the man that murdered his own child, was running a sex cult like that, like, would you be that surprised? Because I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, if I found out that that was also going on with like Young Living Essential Oils behind the scenes, I would be like, not the most surprising thing, sis. Not the most surprising, which is scary. That's actually pretty horrifying. But it's the harsh truth of these companies, and something that I think we really have to talk about. So he has finally been sentenced 120 years. We'll read the article in a minute. I'm just wondering, what do you guys think about 120 years? I like the US, because in the US, with sentencing, you can get 120 years. It's beautiful. I'm kind of happy with that. Because here in Canada, he'd have 25 years. A life sentence here is 25 years. So he would get 25 years, and then he would be like, I don't know how old he is, but let's say he was like 80 or 90 years old. He was still alive. He'd still get out of jail. Nobody wants that. Just saying. So the whole 120 years thing, I'm actually kind of happy about this. I'm like, 120 years. Well, won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. So there's that. The issue lies in, guys, NXIIVM is still an MLM that's kind of like still running. It's be a coaching thing. It's behind the scenes, like, so we got a problem. And we need to talk about that as well. I'm not really sure what to do about this, because, you know, they're like, yeah, it's good. But no, it's still an MLM. So let's take a look at the article that I found. It's from BBC News, and it goes through everything. Let's just have a little fun reading through it, and then I'm just going to be happy about it. Like, I know it sounds mean to do a live stream where it's like, I'm so happy this mofo went to jail. Yeah, sentence him, send his ass away. But like, yeah, that's what we're doing right now. That's legit what we're gonna be doing here. Because send his ass away. He is an evil, evil man. An evil, evil man. Probably one of the most evil people that I've heard about in a long time. Especially in terms of like running a cult. I'm on live stream, sweetie. Don't be out here because you don't have pants on. So basically, like, he's the most evil man that you could come across right now. I actually believe this. I believe he is the most evil man in the world right now to exist, because I don't know a more evil person, quite frankly. So here we have NXIIVM leader Keith Raniere sentenced to 120 years in prison. 120? Like, he's got the mask on, because, Corona, you gotta wear the mask. I'm not complaining, because I don't care to see his face, but he's in the thumbnail, if you saw the thumbnail. So, he's an ugly bloke. Anyway, the U.S. leader of a sex cult. Now, see, this is the only issue that I have with this article. I need to bring this up right now because this is driving me nuts. It should say the U.S. leader of a MLM sex cult, because the MLM part's kind of important. And I do not think that NXIVM should kind of be like thrown off as just a sex cult, because the reason why that sex cult was able to exist there was because they were running an MLM. I mean, that's what got all the people to join. And so I'm just kind of like, why did you guys take that part out? Like, why doesn't it say that it's an MLM? Please spread the word that this is an MLM. This is a multi-level marketing company. We need to let everybody know that. It's very, very important. NXIVM founder Keith Raniere was convicted last year of racketeering, sex trafficking, child pornography possession, and other crimes. So yeah, there was also child pornography. I'm not monetized. I'm not sponsored. I'll say it. I'll show it. I don't care right now. It's an important thing to talk about. So yeah, child porn, racketeering, sex trafficking. Real great dude, As leader of the group, he recruited women as slaves and forced them to have sex with him. Yeah. And the word recruited is there. And can I just remind you that they were recruited into the MLM and tricked into this elite group of people within the MLM. So you have to understand, like, that those women would have thought that that was them making it. Until they got there, ended up branded, and realizing that they were to only have sex with Keith Raniere for the rest of their lives. Now, even if they were married, some of these women, guys, where'd my drink go? I had a drink. Sorry. Some of these women, guys, like, they were married. And this guy was like, nah, you're mine now. Okay. I want to try that with my husband. But anyway, legit, he came in and was like, your wife is mine. She's in this sex cult. And he had sex with women. And honestly, when these women, if they did show interest in their own husband, he would act like they were cheating on him. Yeah. Like, no, sir. Just all very strange. But it's just, like I said, the word recruit is there. They put that it's an MLM. Please, we need to put it in that it is a MLM, multi-level marketing company. It's important. You get recruited into the MLM and then all of a sudden you're in a sex cult. Like, it's an important piece of information. Prosecutors said the 60-year-old, so he's 60. So yeah, if he was here in Canada, he would have gotten out at 85, and that would have been a whole life sentence. So again, I kind of like the 120 years. I kind of like the states for that. Because we know he's not getting out when he could still be alive and still hurt somebody. Here in Canada, apparently, we're like, we don't care. Like, I don't know. So prosecutors said the 60-year-old should spend his life behind bars for the immeasurable damages he caused to victims of the cult. And for that, I don't think 120 years is enough. Because the number of people this man hurt, and like I said, like the deep trauma of it, I think he should have got 120 years for each woman. I'm just saying, 120 years for each woman, because let me tell you, having something like that happen to you, and then something so traumatic like that, and then getting something like PTSD is a life sentence in itself, and you're the victim. So you're like, gee, thanks. Now I got all this stuff to clean up in order for me to live nice. So 120 years a woman would have been better. But again, I'll take 120 years because at least he's not getting out. But yeah, just, sorry, I get a little heated with things like this because I'm a trauma survivor. And I look at something like this and I'm just like, my trauma ain't nothing. Like, and I know that sounds really mean, and maybe like I shouldn't be saying that, but honestly, like I have had some stuff, but like something like this, I'm just like, put this man away. Put this man the fuck away. Like, District Judge Nicholas Garofis, sorry, I'm going to butcher every single name in here because I can't talk properly, also fined Raniere $1.75 million. A little low at the sentencing hearing in Brooklyn on Tuesday. $1.75 million is nothing for Keith Raniere when he's running that big ass MLM, ripping everyone off for their money. Dude's worth millions and millions and millions. So $1.75 million. We could have done better there. Like, you know, 5 million sounds better to me, but again, 120 years, 1.75 million. I mean, again, better than what you would get here in Canada. Raniere himself never took the stand during the case last year. I'm glad. I'm glad. I really don't think that the victims really needed to hear what he had to say. I think they've listened to that man talk enough. Like, honestly, the re-trauma of having that happen where they do take the stand, I'm really glad that they didn't have to experience that. I'm glad he just shut his fucking mouth and, you know, let the courts do their thing. Because I don't know what the man could have said. I don't know what he could have said. Like, it's like, what would he have said on the stand? It's okay for me to do that? Like what would your defense be? I don't even get why this man didn't just plead guilty and go. You know what I mean? It's like, I know you're trying to get out of it, but like, and the next sentence is going to explain to you why. He was the only member of NXIIVM's leadership to face trial as others took plea deals. So, Allison Mack, several others, took plea deals because what are you going to say in defense to this behavior? I mean, there is nothing. There is nothing that you can even say to say that running this MLM sex cult is okay. Nothing about it has been okay, from the business aspect of it being an MLM all the way to the trauma that was caused on people because it turned into what it turned into. Not 1 second of it has been okay. Not 1 second of it has had integrity. Not 1 second of it has been ethical or moral or anything. So what is it that they could ever say to defend it? Just shut up, take your fucking sentence, and go to jail. Like, really, though. And that's what I mean. Like, I'm glad he didn't take the stand. He had kind of a nerve to challenge it, if you will, because again, it was like, do you know how much evidence they have against you, sir? Like, I'm sorry, it's been a rough year watching this go down. I've been paying attention to this all year. I've wanted to wait until it was over to do my full video on it because I was like, I want the wrap up of this for my video actually on it. But I have spoken about it in the manipulation of a Humbot series a couple times. We did go over it a little bit. And watching this go down last year has been just stressful, to say the least. Just watching this man, get charged. First of all, I guess, they all get charged. You're like, oh, thank God they're fucking getting charged. They deserve it. Oh my God, as you're finding out everything that's going on. And then he is like, well, I'm going to plead not guilty. So then, like, everyone in the anti-MLM, anti-cult community that was watching this was kind of like, okay, good luck with that. So then there's the trial, and we're all kind of like, I don't know what, like, okay, like, let's just kind of wait it out. We'll see what happens. But, like, he's going to jail. Like, because the other thing is other people took plea deals, and that gets a little iffy in court. So if you do something in an entire group of people in a cult setting and, other people involved take plea deals, and then you're the leader of it, but you're like, but I'm innocent. Because when you take a plea deal, technically you're saying, yes, I am guilty of this crime. And instead of going to court to prove innocence, I am going to say that, yeah, I'm guilty, and we will make an arrangement in which, I obviously am sorry for my crimes. That can be... Don't get me started on empathy and whether or not they're sorry for the crimes. But, it's that general thing. Like, okay, you're sorry for it, and you're going to take your time, and you're going to admit that you did this, and then you're going to just go take your jail time and go serve the jail time that you fucking deserve to go, you little psycho, go. And so, they did that. Like, the rest of the people that got charged and involved. And then you got this dude who's like, no, I'm innocent, but he's the leader of it all. So it was like, how's this going to go down now? Because, most people, even in that court setting, while watching him, like, they would know that everybody else that was also charged just took plea deals and admitted their guilt to this stuff. So, like, what is this man on about being innocent for? Like, the only thing that his defense lawyer could have really been hoping for in that was that maybe they could have, like, got the courts to see some empathy in him in some way and not give him a really big sentence. Because I don't know if they offered him a plea deal. I don't remember that right now. I don't think they ever offered him a plea deal, because this is not the man to offer a plea deal to. And I don't remember hearing that they ever offered him one. Because like he deserves to like get like the book down on him, and I'm pretty sure that's what they've been doing, right? They're like, no, this guy's gotta go. So I don't think that they even offered him one, because it was like, you don't deserve one. But it's like, I just, watching this has just been like, how did this man think he was gonna come out here, he was gonna sit down in a court, like, is he hoping to get empathy? Because I don't know if the court's going to sit there, they're going to watch him and what he claims this all was and feel any empathy for this man, any type of understanding, to not throw the book at him. Like, to me, this was always going to end in Keith Raniere having the book thrown at him. Like, which it should. It definitely should. That should be the ending. I don't know what he and his defense lawyer, though, were trying to do, other than, like I said, to maybe not get as big of a sentence. Like, I don't know, maybe they were looking at 150 years and then they got 120 or something. But like, so I don't know, like, just take your fucking time. Be like, yeah, I am the world's worst cult leader now, because I mean, he's up there. He's got to be up there. Like I said, the things this man did makes Charles Manson look like innocent. Like, it does. Like, not that Charles Manson's innocent or like didn't have a hand in all that shit, and he definitely should have gone to jail. That man is guilty as fuck. But I'm saying, like, compared to this man, I look at this man, I'm like, but this man actually did do like the things to people and ran a whole operation of an MLM that was ripping off like thousands of people. I mean, Charles Manson was a dick, and he like had a cult, and like they killed some families, and that was fucking awful. Rest in peace, Sharon Tate. Like, again, awful story, but it's like, there was no MLM with it. There was murder. We had that. That was worse. But there was no like big MLM. Like, this guy's wrecked people financially. He's wrecked people emotionally. He has wrecked people, like, done sexual crimes, and wrecked their sense of self, in all ways, whether it be their sense of business self, their sense of personal growth, because that's what he does, is a stupid personal growth MLM, right? So it's like, he has hurt so many people, this man, so many people, and he does. He makes Charles Manson hurt a lot of people too, but not as many people as this dude hurt. Like, this guy has a ripple effect of it's ridiculous. And then you go, how did this get so bad? That's what I've been looking into. I'm going to talk about that in my video, because, yeah. But he didn't get offered a plea deal, so the others take plea deals, and then this guy comes up and he's like, I'm innocent. His lawyers have maintained his innocence throughout. See, like, it's like, and have blamed a media campaign involving witnesses who were motivated to testify falsely. Now you know why this has been so frustrating. Because how are you going to say that? How are you going to say, like, yes, Keith, it's a big conspiracy against you. That's what's going on here. The media, witnesses, all the people in your MLM, all the anti-cult and anti-MLM people, we all got together and we were like, let's put Keith Raniere in jail. Like, I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what? Like, and the cops were involved. Like, you know, like, okay, yes. Just a big media campaign. That's all that was. U.S. authorities began investigating NXIIVM, pronounced NXIIVM. There's a couple different spellings of it, too. I'm not sure which one's the right one. I'm not even joking. People spell it NXIIVM. People spell it NXIVM. People spell it NX NXIVM I saw one time. I think it's NXIIVM. I think. That's how I've usually seen it. So I just had to point that out because in here it's spelled NXIVM and it's like NXIVM pronounced NXIVM. And I'm like, you know, if this is going to be like a spelling error, you know I'm going to point it out because I'm that bitch. So I just had to put it out there. So if you like see, no matter how it's spelt, okay, guys, no matter how it's spelt, if you see anything that looks like the word NXIVM, it's this, and stay very far away. Because like I don't know if this is a thing because they thought they could like trick people if they like spelt it all differently or what it is, but yeah, just so I had to kind of like also put that out there since we had a minute, since it's like U.S. authorities began investigating and pronounced NXIVM. Yeah, anyway. After the publication of a New York Times investigation in 2017, and this is what most people are very aware of. So based in Albany, New York, and created in 1998, the group described itself as a community guided by humanitarian principles that seek to empower people. And there's the motherfucker. This guy. This guy. Well, now we know why he had to force women. I mean, there's that. Yeah, this guy. This him. Raniere, the little like right up at the bottom of this, it's like Raniere oversaw a slave and master system in the group. So he basically used BDSM as a way to have a sex cult. So I mean, even this is technically even a win for the BDSM community because they're probably sick of people like this making their fetish look bad. Because I mean, BDSM is a fetish. It's a sexual thing that a lot of people do, and most people do it, and it's actually in consent. And then you have someone like this, Keith Raniere, right, who comes out here and is no, like, do you know what I mean? It's like that's not what BDSM is. It's not that. Don't use that. Don't pretend like you were having some kind of like BDSM community empowering women. Like that's what I feel like he was kind of trying to go for in a weird way. And like used that to like get the control. Because if you guys also know, like, you know, 50 Shades of Grey has been a big thing. The BDSM community has kind of come out and they're a lot more accepted now, which I'm totally fine with. That's cool. Like, girl, you do you. But the whole thing is like, I feel like he's using that, right? Like, so, sorry, my husband's like having a shower and trying to get ready to go out while I'm doing this. So you might hear like the noises in my house because I'm not a famous YouTuber with a studio. I'm a stay-at-home mom who doesn't like MLM companies because I survived too, and grew up extremely religious. So it was like I woke up in my adult life and was like, girls got to stop joining cults. Girls got to stop joining cults. I got to like tell other people not to join cults. How do I stop people from joining cults? And now I do YouTube to let everyone know not to join cults. I'm just the mom here in my living room with a laptop and the ability to ramble a lot and make some sense when I do it. And so that's why I'm here. So I do apologize to everyone out there if you're looking for somebody very polished, somebody with everything, you know, an amazing microphone and best background in the whole world. You're not going to get that here. You're going to get a mom in her living room with her daughter running around and me having to parent and etc. That's what you're going to get on this channel. I'm sorry. That's what happens when you watch YouTube. If you want something polished, you feel free to go turn on the television, sir. All I'll say. So, on to this. Basically what I'm saying is I feel like this man is using the BDSM community. He kind of used the BDSM community and then this whole like coaching, empowering women in order to kind of like trick people into being in a sex cult and being only his sex slave. And it's creepy. And it's not nice to any of the communities that he's shitting on when he does this, is my point. Because again, BDSM is not about that. That's not what it is. Okay, BDSM is not like some guy making you his sex slave and branding you. Unless that's what you want. So like again, just I'm just putting that out there. I'm just putting that out there. According to its tagline, the organization is working to build a better world. Working to build a better world, they say. I think you need to work way harder. I don't know what work you thought you were doing, but nothing about this company, nothing about the work being done in it has led to the world being better in any way, shape, or form. The only way the world is better right now is Keith Raniere is in jail for 120 years. And that made the world better. Other than that, big fail, NXIIVM. Big fail. It says it has worked with more than... Now you get to watch me flip out about the number of people that have been in this company that this company has hurt. Are we ready? Are we ready? 16,000 individuals and operates centers across US, Canada, Mexico, and Central America, because this is international, and has hurt that many people. More than 16,000 individuals. Ah! So in other words, this company has hurt more than 16,000 individuals in the US, Canada, Mexico, and Central America. Great! Like, fabulous. Not really. That makes my head want to explode, because if you know me, you know that I read that as there are more than 16,000 individuals in the US, Canada, Mexico, and Central America who are survivors or still stuck in NXIIVM that we now need to save. There are people out there that have been affected by this awful company, one of the worst MLM companies to ever come into existence, run by one of the worst men to ever run an MLM company, right up there with Gary Young, the man that murdered his own baby, and legitimately has hurt as many people. This thing is... it's a cancer. This is cancer. It needs to go. This is why MLMs are cancer. More than 16,000 individuals. Like, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers and I have to save 16,000 individuals. Help me out, guys. Like, come on. But in reality, Raniere sat at the top and controlled female members through a slave and master system. I'm sorry, I needed a minute, because as I read this, I get a real bad taste in my mouth, you know? Some women were branded in their pelvic area with Raniere's initials in filmed ceremonies. Who is watching that? That's what I want to know when I read that they film that, is I'm like, Who went through a day like that? The day that I described to you at the beginning of this live stream, where if you just came in, I'm very sorry that you missed it. Worst day that many could ever go through. And they filmed it. They filmed women being branded, being traumatized, having to hold each other down, screaming, crying, fighting, so that he could put his and Allison Mack's initials on them for his big, powerful feeling, right? He had to feel real powerful, like he owned people. So he branded them. And it was recorded on a camera. Who watched it afterwards? Who? Because, like, I wouldn't have even want to been in the room, let alone be there and then go watch it afterwards. I swear to God, you better not have made those women watch that afterwards. I swear to God, if I find out. I don't ever remember them saying anything like that, but I swear to God, if they were made to watch that. Disgusting. Disgusting. Like I said, 120 years isn't enough in that case. Disgusting. Traumatizing someone like that? Disgusting in itself. Traumatizing someone, having it on video, wanting to watch it afterwards, or making them watch it. Whole other level. Like you guys say in those MLMs, whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. It is. And I showed you guys it was in the pelvic area, so, you know, that's where it was. And I just want to stress this, actually, because for those that maybe don't know much about this, the reason why it was in that area was so that since some of the women were married, when their husbands went to have them that night, they would see his name. And for those of you that maybe have been following this, you'll remember that there was a husband that went to go sleep with his wife after she was branded and was like, what the fuck is this? Because they weren't allowed to tell their men that they were in this secret empowering group. And if they did, it would have been very, very general, right? It would have been like, oh, me and my friends are just meeting up for like Empower Hour, where we're going to work the MLM. It'll be wonderful kind of thing. And he wouldn't have thought anything else of it. So that's why it was in the area it was, because if you want to brand somebody as yours, especially sexually, you will put that in their pelvic area or on their actual privates, which has also been done in branding ceremonies for cults, where people have actually been branded on their actual private areas. It's a thing where women get branded. Some of you may be familiar with female circumcision. That's another kind of right around the same sort of thing. If you look in and research some of those ceremonies and that kind of thing, they try to kind of use that brand. Anyway, it's a whole cult thing. Just trust me. If you want to dive down that rabbit hole and go off, if you want to subscribe to my channel, eventually we will be there sometime soon, probably, because I hate my life and I just want to just destroy myself researching things like this. But that's why it was very, very on purpose that it was in the pelvic area. In the film ceremonies and filmed, again, just who's watching that? Well, members would gather each year to celebrate and pay for his birthday. an event known as Vanguard Week. Worst week in the fucking world. Vanguard Week. Jesus Christ. I really just, I don't understand. I do not understand how anyone could be okay with Vanguard Week and like what went on there. I don't even know how this man got a defense attorney. Like, can we just say that whoever Keith Raniere's defense attorney is that man ever a defense attorney? Because if you can take a man like this and you can still think that you're going to walk into a friggin' courthouse and that guy's going to plead innocent and that you're going to get something out of that, you must be one hell of a defense attorney. Like, I don't even know, like, what to say about that. I'm just like, I guess defense attorney of the year, but, like, I wouldn't want to be that guy. I don't know how you defend Keith Raniere in a courtroom and then sleep at night, but, you know, like, just me, maybe. One firm member testified that she was groomed for weeks before she turned 18 so Raniere could take her virginity. So, for those that don't know, in cults like this, especially religious-run cults, Mormon-run cults, MLM-run cults, things like this, you know, unfortunately, what happens is a lot of times there is pedophilia in being with underage girls, older men being with prepubescent girls, 50-year-old men marrying 14-year-old girls, is something that actually can happen, unfortunately, in very, very deep Utah, Mormon, cultish areas. It's a thing. And honestly, so for some reason, it seems to be like, if you're in a cult setting, it leads here. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like, yeah, of course he did, because that's what they do. Again, it's for control, because obviously this man likes to have control over women. He brands them, even if they're married. So I'm like, so yeah, Keith, of course, did this. She is known as Daniela because she is underage, or was underage when this occurred, and therefore they'll protect her identity. Thankfully, she told the court that she and her sisters were impregnated. She and her sisters were impregnated by him and forced to have abortions. So not only were these girls raped by this man, taken control of by this man, raped by this man, impregnated by this man, but then they were also forced into having abortions. I mean, could you do anything worse to a woman than that? Besides murder her, I think that's pretty much the worst thing you could do to a woman. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, I don't... And he did that to she and her sister. So, not just Daniela. Unfortunately, there's not just one victim. I would like if there was no victims, but it's like, not only is there only... There's more girls. There's others besides Daniela. Others who were also underage, and they were also forced to have sex with him a number of times. Like, This dude is a cult leader, an MLM leader, a rapist, a bigamist, a pedophile. See why I said 120 years per person would have been better for me? I mean, 120 years, like I said, is better than Canada. He would have only gotten 25 years here. And boy, oh boy, that would have been a completely different stream than this one. Girl would have been going, I would have been so mad if this man got sentenced here in Canada and only got 25 years for everything that this man has done. I'd be livid. I still don't think 120 years is like could have done more. But like I said, whew, imagine if this man only got 25 years. I would be so fucking mad right now. I would be so mad. I would be going right off right now. I'd be like, as if we just gave this man 25 years. This is when Canada should have changed their laws and been like the States and given him 100. I would have been pissed. So I'm pretty sure this might be right now one of the very worst men in the entire world. I'm just saying, this guy makes Onision look like a fucking saint. But you know, keep canceling him all over the internet, guys. This guy, Keith Raniere, right now is actually pretty much right now like the worst person in the world. If you can find someone that's worse than this man, I'd be interested. But this man is just across the board to me right now the worst person in the world. He financially fucks the people over, run the MLM companies and ripping people off with this pyramid scheme. Then he makes them women join sex cults and brands them and videotapes it. Rapes underage women. Forces the underage girls that he rapes and impregnates into getting abortions. I don't think I've ever heard of a worse person. Like I said, this guy, honestly, to me, makes like Charles Manson seem sane. Because the thing about Keith Raniere is, if you've ever watched Keith Raniere, he thinks he's sane. That's what freaks me out about Keith Raniere. Is the thing, you know me, you know I'm a cult girl, you know I love my Beatles, I love my Charles Manson. That dude knew he was crazy, okay? Like, he was so crazy and so spun, Charles Manson. He knew he was crazy. He knew he was off his rocker. He knew he was going off. Do you know what I mean? Keith Raniere, okay, actually thinks he is completely sane and he's been doing good for the world. Like I said, to me, this guy's worse than Charles Manson, because Charles Manson thought he was some kind of like revolutionary dude, right? Ran his cult, the murders occurred, you know, they went to jail, but and he still thought he was this revolutionary dude that had like this big message for the world and all this kind of stuff, right? He kind of was like a guru type of person that was like, everyone should listen to me. I know how to give advice and coach people, and that was kind of his thing too. If you didn't know, he was technically running his own little like coaching area. But like when he was in jail, like he knew he was spun. You know, like he kind of knew he was crazy. He knew he was crazy, thinking he was sane too. Like, but he knew, and it was very easy to like look at someone like Charles Manson going off in jail, and you're like, yeah, that dude's lost his marbles. Someone like Keith Raniere, though, very manipulative. And Charles Manson was manipulative. Sometimes I'm like, how did you guys fall for that dude's crap? I don't know. That guy talks. I'm like, okay, guys. Maybe like Jesse or something. Like, seriously. But like, Keith Raniere will seem like a very put together person, extremely intelligent person. He'll seem like he's got all his shit together. And that's kind of why he was able to manipulate so many people, why he was able to open NXIIVM into the MLM that it was, where he could kind of like teach other people, because he was the type of person that did a really great job manipulating people into thinking that he was going to help them and that he was sane, he was good, and he was going to do everything he could to help them, right? And it's scary. I don't know what's worse. I think it's almost worse to deal with somebody that comes off as sane. Because more manipulation. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm wondering. Because like more manipulation happens with someone like that that's a lot, harder to look at and be like, yeah, this guy's full of it, right? Like people looked at Keith Raniere for a long time and they were like, this man has all his stuff together. I should listen to everything that he says. He will help me fix my life. And it was over 16,000 people that did that in several different countries. So it's like a little bit scarier to me. The cult membership reportedly included Hollywood actresses, heiresses, and even the son of former Mexican president, some of whom testified against Raniere in court. Yep. It was like, and I honestly think that this is why I end up keep comparing him to like Charles Manson, because this was like the newest Hollywood cult happening right now. Legit. Just got sentenced 2 days ago, guys. This was happening 2018, 2017, 2016. This guy's running his cult. Not 1969. Right now. We apparently don't learn anything as a society, and history just continually repeats itself over and over and over again. So basically, this is the Hollywood cult. A lot of people in Hollywood joined NXIIVM. NXIIVM was the Hollywood personal development cult. Because if you know, a lot of these people in Hollywood like to do their personal development and act like they're saving the world. Some of them do. Some of them do save the world. I always thought Paris Hilton was useless in this world. And then she just did that documentary she did. And now I'm like, maybe Paris Hilton is just supposed to save everybody from these schools. Here, I'm looking at her like she's supposed to be some business guru, and I just always thought she was kind of a twit, to be honest, because she's kind of a ditz, and I don't know. I was just like, what is that woman doing for our world? I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan. But then this stuff happened with the school, and it's like, okay. Maybe that's her calling. Maybe she's here. And so this was like the place where people like Paris Hilton, if they wanted to get help with something, they wanted to fix their lives, they would go here to Keith Raniere and NXIIVM to do it. Now here we are. And that's really scary. Just think, guys. Just think. Our world is always taking advice from people in Hollywood, and several of them were taking advice from Keith Raniere. I'm just putting that into perspective for you all right now in our world. I'm just throwing it out there that, us, a lot of liberals, a lot of, we're all taking advice from people in Hollywood. They're all telling us what to do, but please also remember that these were also the people in Hollywood that went and took advice from Keith Raniere and Allison Mack and NXIIVM. Can we please just take a moment to decide who was taking advice from these people so that we can stop listening to them? That would be great. I had to throw it out there. So yeah, in 2018, again, 2018. This isn't 1969. This isn't 1975. This isn't the year 2000. This is 2018. And he just got sentenced 2 days ago. I don't know why we are not learning anything in society. History repeats itself, guys. You gotta learn not to join cults. Don't join cults. Don't join cults. If some dude pops up and starts telling you he's got all the answers to the world and to all your problems, go the other way. He's probably running a cult. Okay, can we just put that out into society? Because apparently we've just been going through decade, and we're not getting the message. Hello, people of the world. There is nobody out here that could ever sit out here and tell you how to fix your life. You got to do that all on your own. You're the only person that knows how to fix your own life. You can go get advice. You can go get counseling. You can go see a psychiatrist. You can go see a psychologist. You can go talk to a doctor. You can go talk to your friends and family and get advice from them since they know you as a person. But at the end of the day, there is nobody out here that can ever come out here and be like, please come listen to me. Not even the president of the United States. And I thought that would have been proven recently. However, apparently we still do not have the message out here, so I need to put it out into the world. Stop falling for this crap. Just stop. It won't happen. There is no man out here that's gonna show up. He's gonna fix the whole fucking world for us. It's not gonna happen. Give it up. All right. You can just vote for somebody into your office that you hope can make a decent change and then go on with your life. But like I said, if some moron comes up and he says, I got the life coaching skills for you that are going to fix your entire life, say no, sir. No, you do not. No, you do not, because you don't even know me and my life. How are you showing up here? Come on, guys. Come on. Get with it. And same with Hollywood. What were they doing? You know what I mean? I'm how did so many people in Hollywood fall into NXIVM? Have they not gotten the message yet that, there's no big guru out here that can come fix them all? Can we get that message out, please? Your girl's sitting over here going insane because ain't nobody's gotten this message yet. And it'd be an important one. We just keep spiraling as society. And I'm still apparently in my phase of life where I think I can save the world if you watch Brittany Simon's video. So I'm just throwing it out there. U.S. Attorney Richard Donahue and Raniere's ex-girlfriend Tony Natalie made statements outside court. And you would think that, nobody would ever want to be with Keith Raniere for real because he's running a sex cult. But no, he would have a girlfriend and then have you know how it is. I'm pretty sure you guys know how it is, right? You guys know how it is. He's a creep. He's a creep. He's a creepy man. And I just, ugh. So, yeah, he got sentenced 120 years. So, great news. Now you know a little bit more about what he was all about. And that's why I'm kind of happy. I mean, I'm not happy about what happened. I'm not happy about his MLM. I am not happy about any of that stuff. But I am happy that this man has gotten 120 years in jail and he has been fined $1.75 million. Like I said, he ran an MLM. You could have made it $5 million. And I think that this is a win, kind of in a weird way, for the communities that are against cults, against MLMs, against all that stuff, because, hey, at least he got in trouble for the racketeering and the sex crime stuff. Going forward, our communities are always trying to figure out how to shut down these things so that people don't fall into them. spread awareness about them. That's why so many of us on YouTube do anti-MLM videos or anti-cult videos or discuss this kind of thing, because it's like the more awareness you spread, hopefully less people fall into that. Less victims, you know, less victims fall into it. Yeah, you don't want that, especially with one like that. My heart goes out to those victims. Like I said, I couldn't imagine thinking I was joining an MLM. I've been in 2 MLMs. I can't imagine if I joined one of them and then all of a sudden I was expected to be the CEO's sex slave, and he branded me and got mad at my husband every time my husband wanted to touch me. I can't imagine that. Because like I said, it sounds like something that comes out of a horror movie. Except this is real life and the real reality of this MLM. And it kind of lit a fire under my ass. A little bit. I was like, okay, Keith Raniere just went to jail for 120 years. Got that motherfucker down. 1 down, 50 more to go. Now, what else could we be doing out here as a society to make sure that people do not fall into these things? And I'm sitting here, I just started writing down all the topics of videos I could be doing. I was like, all right, we got these videos I can do, and this video I can do, and this video I can do, and then we gotta make sure we really warn people about these things. And that's all we can really do, unfortunately. And then pray that people listen and that they know not to join MLM companies, and that they realize that, guys, please, if some dude or some lady comes and tells you that they have the answer to all your life problems and that they're going to fix everything for you, it's bullshit. Nobody can do that except you. You can fix all your life problems. You can get together, like I said, with a counselor, a doctor, whatever, friend, family, fix your problems, sit down, be like, what do I got to get together with myself, and then go out and do it. But there is no like company guru out here that is ever going to be able to fix anything for you. Don't send people money. Don't do that. Don't send people money to fix you. Don't, unless, like I said, if you're investing in a therapist, do that. Because I do know that in the US, you have to pay for therapy. Here in Canada, you get it for free. In the US, you have to pay for it. Yeah, I have a lot of people that are like, this girl needs help. She probably doesn't have help because she doesn't have money. Here in Canada, you get help for free. So, and all of my mental health help is free. I see counselors. I see doctors. I have a clinic I go to. I don't pay for it. But if I had to pay for that, I would pay for that, because that's an investment that I have to make. But that's a real help. Do you understand the difference? That's real help. Me paying for a psychiatrist for my mental health is actually going to help me in my mental health. You giving money to someone like Keith Raniere to climb up in a personal development company to change your life is going to end you up in a situation where you're a victim like one of these women, instead of fixing your life. And that's the scary reality of that. Again, the extreme negative, scary reality of it. But, I mean, even if crap things happen that are less than that, do you really want it to happen to you? Not really. So, general rule in life is, if you are struggling, which there's nothing wrong with struggling. We all fucking struggle with things sometimes. That's kind of my whole message out here. I hate toxic positivity. If you're fucking having a problem, say you're having a problem. If you're having a bad day, be like, motherfuckers, I'm having a bad day. Don't pretend like you're having a good day. I don't want that. If you're having a bad day, I want to know you're having a bad day so that I can talk to you and be like, what's up? Maybe we can make your day better. So it's like, don't look at people outside of you to fix your problems. If you feel like you have something that you need to fix or that you want to better about yourself, like I said, go to school, go to counseling, go see a doctor. These are professionals that are paid to help you. Keith Raniere, no professional. Keith Raniere, no education and training. Keith Raniere, just some dude that talked really well and then worked his way into this. Do you know what I mean? So why would I take advice from Keith Raniere? Right? So I need people in the world to like start thinking that way. Like it's like, oh, this guru out here, well, why would I take advice from you? You don't even know me, and you want me to send you money in to tell me what? No, not a thing. Don't fall for it. It's literally just a money grab. It's a way to rip you off, to make you think that these people have the answers to fix your life. If you want to spend money to fix your life, like I said, go pay for counseling. Go pay for an education. Go pay for a training program in which you're actually going to end up with skills at the end that you can then go get a job with or an occupation with or something like that. But do not, under any circumstances, please do not send your money in to some dude that runs some personal development company and says that he's going to have the answers to all your problems. All you got to do is listen to him, buy these CDs, watch these tapes, read his books. Why do they do that, right? It's like, I'm already here. You're supposed to be teaching me. And then you also want me to go buy your CD and books? So then I gotta like be at home listening? Like, do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Sounds silly, right? Like, you gotta know it's somebody ripping you off. It's somebody that is just trying to take your money. Because if you are the type of person in this world that wants to do well and wants to grow, wants to learn, wants to try and be better with yourself, they're going to be like, ooh, I can take advantage of this person. So you got to be smart, and you got to be like, yeah, I want to better myself. I want to be a better person, but I am not in any way, shape, or form going to fall for any bullshit like this. I promise you that is exactly how I fell into both of my MLMs. Right? Just became sober, finally got off methadone, getting my life together. But there's still like some things missing, right? I was like, I want to work on a career. That's like the only thing I'm really missing. I want a career. I hadn't published writing yet or anything. So to me, I just hadn't done nothing I had wanted to do in my life. And it was like, what can I be doing? And then, I have these MLMs pop up. We'll help you. We'll make sure that you get everything sorted. Oh, we can help you with your weight loss after having your baby. And we can help you with getting a business together. And we can help you with being online like you've been doing. You want to be kind of like a social media influencer? We'll help you with that. And I was like, awesome, perfect. Let's do it. And my husband was like, no, that's a fucking scam. And I was like, no, it's not. They're going to help me. They're going to help me, damn it. And he was like, no, it's a scam. So they're lying to you, baby. They're lying. And I was like, no, I'm going to listen. All right. If anyone can do this, I can do this. And then my husband was kind of like, I mean, my wife is a fucking hustler. Like, I got to give her that. Like, she is the type of person that can pull things like this off. I just don't think that this is going to be it. But okay, I got to let her do what she's got to do. And then I was in 2 MLM companies, and they didn't do anything for me. They screwed me out more. When I left, I was even more screwed up than I was when I went in. Then I had even more trust issues with people because I thought I made a bunch of friends. And after I left, they'd all like, How the hell did It Works and Scentsy help me? There was no help. And that's kind of my message out here this whole time. That's why I'm on YouTube. That is my message. I have some struggles. I looked to places like this to find the answers. I then realized the proper way that you should actually go get help for yourself. The proper way that you should make sure that you're doing better in life. Like seeing counseling, I'm on medication. When I was with It Works, they were like, don't take medication. Do you know what's better? You should like take this Confianza. Don't take medicine, be on Confianza for your mental health. Because Confianza will help you instead. That's one of our products. It's $80 a month, by the way. So all you have to do is spend $80. Why would I spend $80 for Confianza for my mental health, sweetheart, when I get mental health meds for free? I'm going to be getting those mental health meds for free, get myself some real help, not buying your Confianza. I'm out. And that was what happened. That was a big reason why I left It Works. And then I was like, oh, fuck this. I gotta get myself together. I got myself together. But then I was like, oh, Sensi. They can't hurt people. They're just fun, smelly stuff. It'll be like so much fun, smelly stuff. Let's go do it. And then it was like, none of us just stay the same. Same cult-like practices, same mean girls, like, and I hate that shit. A lot of people say I'm like Regina George. I'm like more like Lindsay Lohan in that movie, because I don't put up with any of that shit. Maybe my attitude and my sassiness or something, I don't know, but nothing else, let me tell you. So I, like, you know, that like catty, like, let's talk about people thing, I don't really do much of it. Some React channel friends and stuff like that, we banter. I throw spade is what I call it. I'm witty. I do some jokes, little things like that. But that's it. All that other like catty stuff, right? Like that the MLM huns, like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Like cliques and things like that. I don't deal with that shit at all. I just don't deal with it. So like, I don't know how the hell I ended up in 2 MLMs. Dealing with all that shit. I really don't. I look back and I'm like, my brain was just like, where was it? Where did I go? It was almost like I must have like just left my head, and I don't know what my body was doing, but I definitely wasn't in it, because like, I don't know, I usually research things and I never did. Like, what is going on with me? I was completely manipulated into the whole we will help you fix your life thing. That is the part that got me. And so I think I also feel for these women a little bit, because I'm like, I can see how you would fall into an MLM like this, NXIIVM, a personal development MLM, thinking that it's going to be the answer to all of your issues. And then to see where it led, horrifying. It's a horrifying thing. So all we can do now is we can be super duper happy that at least Keith Raniere is in jail for 120 years so that he will never be able to hurt another person like that again. And then we can stay tuned really soon, because in a couple of weeks from now, guys, I am going to be covering NXIIVM. We're going to be talking about it, looking at it, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to be approaching it a little bit differently than some of the other people maybe have. So I hope you guys find that interesting. I'm always trying to do it in a different way out here, because I do know that there's like a million of us anti-MLM people out here. And a lot of people watch like all of us. Like, I have some people that are like, I spend my day, I'll go watch Savannah Marie, and then I'll come watch you, and then I go watch Amanda, and then I go watch the Recovering Humba, and then I go watch Monica, and like, that's all they do all day. And I'm like, you are amazing. Thank you so much. But like, sometimes I'm like, I really hope I'm not like boring these people. I need to like bring something to the table, right? I got to bring something to the table. So I try to do things in my own little way. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be bringing a new perspective of this with my video on it when it comes out, and that it's not just going to be the same like regurgitated, this is NXIIVM blah video. I like to have some fun with it, because I am trying to get more into doing like the documentary type style videos. For those of you that maybe don't know, I'm a huge Blair Illuminati fan, and I like her style of videos, and that is honestly what I kind of came out here starting to do as well, is like more documentary style and the r/ videos. So I want to start doing more r/ videos, because those are just fun. They're a nice little break. Because like I said, people watch like all of us, and it's like sometimes I'm like, I think my viewers need a break from anti-MLM. Some of them are only watching anti-MLM stuff, so I'm gonna give them like a family video, or I'm gonna give them like an r/video today that's just kind of funny, that has nothing to do with MLM, so that for like 10 minutes they can just laugh. Because I'm like worried about some people getting burnt out here. Like, this isn't advocacy, guys. It's a movement. This isn't advocacy. Even just watching, like I said in my video about the drama that went on, even just watching and liking the videos, you are still in the community as an advocate by doing that. Taking in all that information all the time can be a lot. So I just want to make sure that people are like, you know, taking care of themselves out here. People aren't getting like burnt out by anti-MLM content, because that would fucking suck, and things like that. So yeah, again, I was just putting that out there. I want to try and do some like documentary style, but I also want to give you guys full comedy at the same time. And honestly, it's hard to give full comedy with anti-MLM. I mean, I think I do well, but I don't want to be mean to the Huns, right? Like, I don't want to like bully them, and sometimes being like too sassy and witty with them. I feel bad. I used to be one, so I have a harder time doing that than, you know, maybe the nice guys or the nice girls out here, or the anti-vax community. You know, so I usually save my like sassier, more funny type things for that kind of video, because I'll throw a spade at those people all day. You want to be anti-vax, I'll throw a spade at you all day. But I do feel for the Huns a little bit. Like I said, I don't really want to like make anyone feel bad about themselves. That's not the point of this. So I just rather not. But I am going to be doing a lot more like r/just fun ass videos, because my goal now going forward on this channel is to really, I feel like I've gone pretty deep this last year, tried to anyway, and now it's all about getting deeper and deeper and deeper into, you know, the core of these companies, the true societal issues, so the oppression that happens with them, you know, everything. And so I want to do that. But then, like I said, I also want to provide you guys with some funny, so that while you're taking in all this big, deep information, because like I said, I also realize that there's people that watch more people than just me in this community. So you're like constantly taking it in. I also want to provide, you know, like, now let's have like half an hour where we're just being silly and laughing, because you need to take a break sometimes. You're advocating. Self-care, guys. Self-care. Please, if you are taking in this content 24/7, thank you. We all love you for it, but also self-care. Don't get burnt out from taking in. You can get burnt out from taking in too much anti-MLM content. That's a thing. It's an advocacy. Any advocacy can burn you out. So please take care of yourselves out there. And that goes for anybody with a channel too, and anyone that's running a page, especially take care of yourself. I do think it's been a little bit of an issue out here where maybe some certain people haven't been taking care of themselves like they were supposed to, because they don't realize that they're an advocate. That self-care is very important when you're an advocate. So remember that out here, kind of an advocate. It's what the anti-MLM community is. So take care of yourself. And Keith Raniere is in jail for 120 years! Woo! It's like, that's right, motherfucker. Bye-bye. Go in there. We closing them gates. We're not going to see you anymore. You're never getting out. You'll never be able to hurt another person again. So that is a win for everybody. Good on everyone, that the FBI that arrested him, really, because the rest of us didn't do much. But I'll come in here now and be like, this is a win. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous, fabulous day. I will have this up, so, you know, if you came in late, you missed blah, 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 whatever, cool. You'll be able to watch it. And don't mind the stream yard thing. Like I said, I had to use it again, because I was like, my dumb ass can't give advice on OBS Studio, Streamlabs, or StreamYard because I haven't used StreamYard in like fucking a year. So I might want to go use it before I go talking about things. Really though. So I had to try StreamYards for a stream, and honestly, not that bad. Not that bad. Might like OBS and Streamlabs better though, but quack quack, right? So again, I hope you all have a fabulous day. I am going to see you very, very soon. I'm probably not going to have a video out tomorrow, guys, because, I mean, come on, this video was pretty long. And I'm, again, like, it's the weekend. I need to get family time. All right, so I'm probably not going to have a video out tomorrow. This video is in place of Friday's video. Monday, we do have to talk about toxic positivity. It's a very important thing. Ready to Glare actually just did a really great video on it, so you can go watch that video. And then on Monday, I'll be doing a video on the psychology behind it and why toxic positivity is actually bad. And basically it contradicts itself in its existence, is what my whole video will be proving. So, you know, it'll be kind of fun. You get to go watch her take on it, and then you can come and watch my take, and then you get the psychology behind it. Because I was like, girl, did you know I was doing this video? I don't know her or anything, but I was like, holy fuck, as if you just dropped this video, because like sitting here working on one too. So yeah, go watch that, and then maybe, you know, when you watch mine on Monday, then you'll get the psychology of it, and it might be like extra fun for you, because I am going to promote anybody that talks about toxic positivity being bad. I will tell you to go watch that video, even if they're not in the anti-MLM community. In fact, if they're not in the anti-MLM community, that's even better. I'm like, oh good, I thought it was only us that were talking about how it's bad. Yeah, some more people need to talk about how it's bad. Let's all talk about how it's bad. So on Monday, I'm going to be dropping that. So stay tuned for that, and I hope that you all have a fabulous weekend. Be good, stay safe, and yeah, I suck at fucking ending live streams. Bye! Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.